In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to make a mini folio. Hello, my name is Tinne from Victoria Designs and I have another fun craft project for you. This mini folio is beautiful, makes a great gift and is rather quickish to make. In this tutorial, I will show you completely how to make it yourself. And all the printables that you need to make this folio you can get for free if you opt in via the link in the description. The designs of these printables are based upon our navy blue and gold kit. If you like these designs and want even more, the links are below. And I can feel up to here that you're itching to start crafting, so let's begin. These are the sheets that you will get. Let's flip through them. I printed them on 160 grams paper, that's about 60-pound cover. And some of them say print on back of back design. Of course, you do what you want, but there's a back design, it's a full page. And it will make sure there are no white spaces in your project, because then the inside of your project will be white and not this beigey, like here. So I have page 1 and here's page 2, also print on back of back design. Page 3 with an envelope and 2 envelope parts actually. Page 4 as well, it just looks different. And then page 5 has 4 cards. It's optional to print that on back design. I did not do that. And then page 6 says print twice, and that's because we need 4 pockets and not 2. And then page 7 has some panels, page 8 as well. And page 9 has pockets, little cards, straps, closures, tabs, etc. So, if you know me by now, you know the first task is to cut everything out, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. So I just cut everything out, and I also already inked the edges. This is optional, but it might help to cover up white edges a little bit with some ink. But also for the inside of the covers, it defines your edges better if you add an inked edge, you know. Normally on the back you don't have that edge, and now I created one just with my ink. Now normally for this I think I would have used walnut stain because it's more of a blackish brown, but you see it's still completely covered. And I have a lot of browns open, and I am so frugal that I think, yeah, let's open this when I actually need it. And I am using, yeah, I don't know if you know this brand wherever you live. I've had this for, I think, over a decade, and it's still completely good. So most of my edges are inked, and in the process of assembling all these parts, I'm going to use my ink here and there as well. Now, normally I would start with the base, but this time I'm going to change things up a little bit, and I'm going to assemble some separate parts first, like these envelopes and these pockets, and then later bring everything together. So I'm going to start with these envelopes. There are 2 the same, and they also have this second part. Now, normally an envelope can be made in 1 part, but since I needed an extra tab to attach the envelope inside the project, I made it in 2 parts. The first thing I'm going to do is score all these scoring lines. I am going to use my scoreboard, but you can definitely use an embossing pen or an empty pen or the back of a knife and a ruler and a mat. And that works just as well. This is just handy and faster. Oh yes, a tip. You see the dark brown lines, the almost black lines are the folding lines, but you see here on this tab there's a bit more color next to the line. Do score at that dark line, not at where the ink stops and the white begins. That piece of ink is still there, that when you fold the tab you won't see anything white peeking out. Okay, I'm going to assemble this one to show you how it is made. So just fold in all the folds. For crisp folding lines, use your bone folder. It also makes everything much flatter, which means in your folio you will have more room. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to lay it like this, is I'm going to glue this part in here, which means I'm going to put some glue on that part. Now, there are a few options to glue these together. I am going to use my glue stick because it is fast and easy for tutorials. You can also use double-sided tape for sure. I am going to use it in some places in this tutorial as well. But if you would love your project to last for a very, very long time, I recommend using glues like these, like tacky glue or art glitter glue or Fabri-Tac. The only downside is, and that's why I'm using these in tutorials more, is that these have a higher water content, which means you have to hold it for a while until it dries, and that can be from 10-20 seconds up to a minute. And also it will warp. You can prevent that by, when you glue something, put a book on top, let it dry, and then move on to the next part. Your project will be super sturdy, but it will take a little bit longer to make, and that's why for tutorials I use these more. I am going to use these as well, especially for things that really need to be stuck. But mostly these for speed, because I have other things to do than watching glue dry. I need some time to make new things for you guys. So I'm not going to use these. Well, actually, I think I'm just going to use my glue stick. Both can work. Well, everything I just explained can work. So I'm going to add some glue to this tab all the way up to the edge. If you use double-sided tape, put it right next to the fold, not on the fold, otherwise you will get sticky folds. And then fold over and glue this right again next to the fold of the tab right here, like this. See. Now, we're making an envelope, and of course we have now a cardstock edge here that things might catch behind, and that's why I'm going to use some tape, some regular clear tape. You can use washi tape, and I'm just going to glue this on top. You won't see it, but it will make sure things will slide in and not catch behind that edge. There. And now I'm going to close these side flaps, and then this will come on top. And, well, like this part here will overlap. I am going to put some glue here. You can use tape. And here and there. It is closed. Like this. Now, to close the envelope, you can use Velcro, you can use a magnet, you can use a circle closure here. I am just going to use these glue dots. These are non-permanent. I'm going to attach a few here. They're invisible, and you can just keep reopening your envelope like this. There, I'm going to create the other envelope exactly the same way. Done. There, 2 envelopes done. And I'm going to put these aside for a bit. And now I'm going to assemble these 4 pockets. I am just going to show you one, and again I am going to score these score lines. There are only 3 here. 1, 2, and 3. Again, there's a little bleed here, so you won't see the white. It will stay dark when you fold this. So make sure to fold the dark line, not the edge between the blue and the white. Again, fold everything inwards. Now, if you want, it's not on the printables, but if you want, you can print a back design on these as well. So they will stand open quite a bit and they will be white on the inside. If you don't want that, print the back design on there as well. But what you can do is add a bit of ink on the inside here. And this way, you won't see that white, you will just see some brownish shadow on the inside. Don't forget to color the tabs as well, because you will see them as well. Here, and then here as well. It's okay if it's not super even. Yeah, and if this is too much work for you, just print the back design on the back. Okay, and then I am going to put some glue on each of the tabs. You can use tape, of course. And then fold in half like this and see that everything lines up perfectly, that your scoring lines were not a little bit off. So dry fit first when it's dry. See, and now your pocket has color inside there. And I'm going to make all 4 pockets the same way. I created my 4 pockets and now I'm going to attach them to each other. And I'm going to put a strip of double-sided tape in the center of 3 of those pockets. So I'm first going to find the center and make a little mark. Doesn't matter which is the front, which is the back, that looks the same. There. I measured, and now you can use glue, but for this I'm going to use some double-sided tape. This is 1/4 inch wide, so 6 millimeters, and I'm going to put a strip over that mark in the center from almost the bottom to almost the top, like this. And of course make it straight. I'm gonna use this like this. Make sure this tape sticks well. Again, you can definitely do that with some glue as well. Just add a tiny little bead of glue in the center. Don't make the glue too thick, because otherwise it will spread out and you will glue like this part instead of only the center part. Okay, I'm going to remove these backings. And now I'm going to, this is one with tape. I don't know if it's shiny enough. I'm going to put another one with tape on top and really make sure it's completely outlined. The sides and the top, etc. Don't push the center yet, because you will stick. And then I'm going to put the other one with the tape on top, line it up again. I'm not touching it yet in the center. And then I'm going to take the pocket without the tape anywhere, and I'm going to put it on top again. And now I can really press. Press, 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 and now I have these waterfall pockets, you see? And I'm going to insert them later into my project. So I'm going to put this aside as well. Another little project to assemble before we assemble everything is, these are 2 cards. See, you can fold them in half and we have tabs here. Actually, these will become like some sort of tags. And you can use these tabs and cards or tags as you like. So you can cut them in half, you can fold them in half and keep them that way. I'm going to really glue them together, but you don't have to do that, and you can write something in there. You can play with these. This is just how I'm going to make them. So I am going to score these in half. And I also have these 2 tabs here. I kept them together for a reason. Now I can just score the center line at once. Now, you don't really have to do that. Well, actually, I'm not going to score this in half. You can do it, but I find you get a neater result when you just fold them in half with your hands. So let me show you that way. Okay, first I'm going to fold these in half as well. This. So as I said, you can use them as cards and add the tab in the back one or in the front one, wherever you like. I'm going to put the tab in between and then glue everything shut. That's just one way. Let me first cut them apart. These side circles I'm going to cut as last. And now I'm going to fold this in half and really line up the edges. And this way I find I get a more perfect fold than when I use my scoring board there. I'm going to do the other one later, and then you can use a very small circle punch to cut out this round, or you can actually even use this one. This is, I think, a 1/4 inch hole punch. Yeah, I find it very handy to use this one. This is actually a ticket stub cutter thingy. It just cuts off corners, and for a while I thought, why did I buy this? I could just use my my circle punches for this, but actually it actually comes in handy. So I'm using this one. I'm not sure if I would buy this one again, but it does come in handy. Okay, so I cut off these corners. I'm going to ink the edges, so it feels like one whole, back and front and back, like this. Yeah, you can make them as grungy as you like, you know. Okay. And then I'm going to glue this shut, so like this. Just glue on one half, close it. When the glue dries, it will feel more sturdy. And then I am going to glue this here. And I'm going to, of course, put it in the center, and also about 1/4 inch, 6 millimeter, perhaps a little bit more, glue this in here. So I'm going to put glue up till about here, about 1/4 inch. There. And then in the center. So now we have this, and you can keep it like this, but I'm just going to glue everything completely shut. So I'm going to put some glue on the other side, because this is still a little bit wiggly. Other side of the card. And just close it. Yeah, I see I didn't score perfectly here, but I'm going to rectify that. First, I'm going to glue this shut. And you see, I didn't score perfectly. I should have checked that before closing this. I'm going to check it with the second one first, if everything is right. Yeah, this is better. Yeah, if things need to really line up, like these tabs, like these cards, front and back, it's best to just fold in half by hand. Okay, I gave this one a chance to dry. And now I'm just going to check and trim off the pieces that stick out on all sides. Yeah, it's really crooked, so I really have to cut off a few pieces here. So it's a good example for you. These are the scissors I use if I have to use through gluey things. I try to keep that separately, so my really good scissors last longer. And now I'm just going to use some ink to hide the parts that are now lighter that I just cut off. There, nobody knows. And now I'm going to tackle this. You might think, what is that? Well, this is going to be a closure, the closure of this waterfall booklet. I'm just going to fold it in half. Again, this time you can fold it in half by hand to make sure it really matches up. This. So I am going to fold it. Let's see if it lines up. Yeah. Yeah, good enough. The excess I will do this little teeny tiny bit of white I will cut off later. But before I'm going to glue this shut, I am going to attach a magnet here. And to keep things very flat, I'm going to use this neodymium magnet. It's 1 millimeter thick. That's about a 1/16 of an inch, maybe a bit more. And in diameter, it is 3/8 of an inch or about a centimeter. Yeah, a centimeter wide, just as small as possible, you know. And I'm just going to glue it in here. And for that, because this is going to be a closure, it's going to be used, I'm going to use my tacky glue. Just a little drop here in the center. There, not too low. Yeah, make sure, because it's still wiggling because the glue is wet. And I'm also going to put some of that glue on top here and right around as well to make sure this magnet will not go anywhere. Don't use too much glue. There. Well, actually, you know, let me just use glue all over here to show you. Don't overdo it. There. And now I'm going to close this. The hardest part will be here because it's only 1 millimeter thick, but still you need to make sure that everything around that magnet is really glued shut. You know, that you don't have any air pockets or it doesn't stand open here. There. Yeah, I have to cut off a little bit here later, but that's okay. I'm keeping, this is the alternative for using a book. Just keep pressing everything so it dries flat and it's not going to wrinkle. Okay, this is working. Yeah. I'm going to already cut this off if the magnet lets me. There. Make sure it's straight. Just going to leave it to dry for a little bit longer first before I use my precious corner punch on there. So now I'm going to just add some ink to the edges. Yeah, you see it wrinkling for sure. But what I'm going to do later is I'm going to round off these corners. That's optional, you don't have to do that. But before I'm going to do that, I really want this glue to be dry. Actually, I should have done that. Not even sure it's going to work. Yeah, it's still going to work. Now, actually, I have to be honest, I forgot about this. I should have done that before I attached the magnet. So right after I fold this piece of paper in half, I should have already rounded these corners, but you can still do it with scissors if you like, if your punch can't reach. Mine can reach, but I really want to wait until the glue is dry, because glue and these, they're not the perfect match. Put something heavy on top while that's drying. While that's drying, the last thing I'm going to make is a fast little booklet. Well, you can make it as fast as you want, or as pretty as you want. This is the cover. So I'm just going to fold it in half. Again, you can do this by hand. So this is the cover. You can keep it as a card, but I'm going to add a few more papers. I have here 4 ivory colored papers. It's regular weight paper, normal paper. And I cut it at the same size as the cover. I'm just going to fold these in half. You can use white paper for sure. But I thought this ivory colored paper would look better. And just put it in here. Well, you see, I think I made them too tall. I have to cut off a tiny little bit more. Yeah, indeed, I took the measurements wrong. So now the measurements are right. And I have a little booklet. You can add a staple into it. You can run it under your sewing machine if you like. For a quick book, you can sew it by hand. I'm just going to keep it like this. So that's ready as well. And now, finally, I'm going to start working on the actual base. Yes, finally. So you already can see we have some scoring to do. So 2 lines here. And 2 right here. And I'm going to fold these. Oops, that's not a good, that's a really bad fold. Wow. I scored right, but I folded wrong and now I have to rectify this. Let's see if I can do this because it's important to have crisp, clean, straight lines here. Otherwise your whole folio will be crooked. See, if you craft a lot like me, you get cocky sometimes and it keeps me humble. There. Okay, I'm going to put some glue. You can use again tape if you want on this tab. Again, you see there's a little bit of a bleed of color over. So put the glue right next to the dark line. This. And I'm just going to put this on top. And actually you can choose, do I want this at the bottom? Do I want this at the top? Do I want this in the middle? It really doesn't matter. And now I'm going to line up the edge of this base piece number 1 right next to that fold. There. There. Base ready. And it's gonna come like this. Now for my closure, I'm going to use just some ribbons. So a ribbon here, a ribbon here. You can also use a circle closure on one side and just wrap around everything if you want. And yeah, experienced crafters out there, you can do so much with the closure, just what you like best. Okay, and for my ribbon, I'm just quickly going to find the center here. And also here, then I know where to put my tape. There. Is that straight? That is straight. Okay. The ribbon I'm going to use is fairly small. And normally I think like 13 inch, maybe 12 will already be enough. But mine is, I think, a bit more. Yeah, it's 15 inch. It's probably a bit too much, but yeah, you can choose for yourself. Since the ribbon is fairly narrow, I'm also going to use my narrower tape. That's not really necessary because you're gonna put a panel on top anyway, but yeah, then it fits a little bit better and I won't stick myself to this project like sometimes happens. Okay, what is important is that you stop your tape or your glue like 1/8 of an inch before the edge, because the panel that's going to come on top, this one, will not cover this piece, so make sure that your tape stops before that part. So, shiny side up. Yeah, I wish I had like this beautiful dark blue, navy blue ribbon, but I don't. So I'm just using what I have that will fit this project. Okay, I'm going to glue this on top here. So it's going to go out here. And this one is going to go out on this side. This. And when everything is closed, you can close it like this. See? Okay, and now that the closure is on, finally, these panels can come on top. Again, use the adhesive glue that you want. This is for the back, so this comes on this side, and leave like an 1/8 of an inch border all around. And this is the front, and the front, oops, let's not do it upside down, okay? Comes right here. We can also already put this panel on, and that's this piece. Okay, so the outside is already ready, like this. Okay, and now let's fill this up. First, I'm going to attach these envelopes because they need to be in before I put the inner panels on. So one is gonna come here under this panel, and one is gonna come here like this on this side. You can choose which one you put where, of course. I'm gonna start with this one. This one will come here. I put it like this so it's easier. Make sure you have 6 millimeter, 1/4 of an inch on top and bottom, so just put it in the center height-wise. And then the fold of this envelope should come, because I have the tab here tucked away. The fold should come a little bit less than an 1/8 of an inch or 3 millimeter from that fold here. I don't know if you can see it. There is a fold here. We have a fold here, but also here. So about 2 millimeter, a little bit less than 1/8 of an inch. Okay, so I'm going to put glue, or you can use tape, all over this tab. Okay, and now I am going to pull this tab back and position it where I want it to be. So because I'm using glue, I can still shift a little bit. So if you're using tape, put some glue on top, or be very sure what you're doing. Okay, I think this is straight and in the right position, you see? And now later, I'm not ready yet, but later I can put this on top and this tab will be hidden. Okay, I'm going to attach the other one here. Yeah, the tab should come like this because it's going to swing like this. Again, put glue on this side this time. And again, glue this one in at the same height as this one, and also about 2 millimeter, a little bit less than an 1/8 of an inch from the other fold. So I'm going to put some glue on here. I'm going to turn it this way, pull back this one, and position this envelope there, like this. I'm happy. And on this side, I can already put my panel. So I'm going to put glue on this and just glue this one in place. Leave on top and the side and the bottom an 1/8 of an inch, 3 millimeter around, and then it should look a little bit like this. Nice. And for here, before I'm going to put in this panel, I also have this little strap. So I'm going to attach this one here. And this strap will later hold that little booklet that we made earlier. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to about 1/2 an inch fold over, like this. And then I'm going to put glue on that little piece here. Make sure these are positioned the right way, of course. And then I'm going to leave about a 1/4 of an inch, 6 millimeter, doesn't really matter, not too much, of course, from the side. And I'm going to glue this on the back on here on this card. Make sure it's straight. I'm going to turn it around and then whatever's left of this strap, I'm going to fold over. See? Just make sure everything is really, really flat here. And I'm going to put some glue, yeah, right here on the other end, and glue that over. And now we have a little strap going on here where I can put some things in. And now I'm going to put glue all over the back now and glue this one in here. And make sure here, here, and here we have about 8" 3 mm border. And now I have glue all over the back. I'm just gonna position it in here. Like this. And the more the glue dries, the sturdier this whole booklet will become. This, oh yeah, train your envelopes to work both ways. There. And I'm gonna quickly show you already, but I'm gonna take it out until it's completely ready. This can come in here now. So this is how it works, but I'm going to take that out for now. I'm going to concentrate right here. You can leave it like this, but we have made these beautiful, gorgeous tab cards here, or tags. You can add like a little eyelet in here and a strap. And we need something to put them in, and we have these two pockets right here, and very simple. So they will come right here, like this. And very easy, just add a little bead of glue on the three sides here, but I'm just going to use double-sided tape right up next to the edge. And then I'm going to take off the tape. If you use glue, make sure it is a very narrow bead, because otherwise these won't fit anymore. Yeah, you can position them where you want. I'm just going to leave like 1/4 inch, 6 mm on the top and the side. This. Same with the other one. Yeah, like this. And now these can just be put in here. Like this. And there you go. This is ready, this is ready, this is... Oh, I was too fast. No! Let's see if I can just get it out again. Okay. I can't believe I already did that. Oh my gosh. You know what I'm going to do? Is this gonna work? Yeah, it's gonna work. I think it's gonna work. You're not going to like this, but I think it's gonna work. So, I will put something in the video. You will probably already have seen it when I put this on to say, stop, don't do it, I was too soon, or something like that. I forgot to attach the closure first. So, what is going to happen now is first going to round these corners that I wanted to round. And now these pockets will come in here, and my strap will be attached right here and to there. So about 1 inch or something like that, 2.5 centimeters, I'm going to fold over. And I'm going to put some tape and glue, because I really want this to stick on this part. So some tape here. glue on top to make sure it really sticks, this one. And I'm going to put this in the center here. See? So in your case, I hope you didn't attach this one yet. And I'm going to make sure this will be able to fold over this edge. You see? It will come like this. I'm gonna leave it like this, and now you can attach your panel if you want, and I'm going to try to reattach it. Let's see how much harm has been done or not. Yeah, if I would have used tape here, I should have started again. There. Okay, look at that. Great. And now I'm going to attach this right here. And what you can do is glue the hole back in here, but then the last pocket won't be able to open very well. So again, I'm going to put some double-sided tape here. This time I'm going to use this orange one. It's supposed to be much more sticky than the white one. I don't have a lot of experience with this, so if you have some experience with this orange type tape, I don't even remember which brand it is, please let me know in the comments. So yeah, I need first to find the center. And then I'm again going to put the tape from the bottom until almost the top. Yeah, this one I need my scissors there. Removing the backing. And now I am positioning this whole stack in the center here, and I'm gonna leave about 1/8 of an inch on the bottom and the sides. Yeah, like this. There. Of course, now we need something that this magnet can adhere to. So you can use another magnet on top, and then this little circle is to put on top to hide the magnet. Or what I usually do is I'm using a washer. It is thinner and it is cheaper, and it will work, you see. If your magnets are not super strong, usually these neodymium ones are really strong, but if your magnet is not super strong, I advise to use 2 magnets. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure this is positioned the same place here. I'm going to take a little piece of double-sided tape here. Oops, it's already dancing around. Yeah, I'm really trying to find the center, and I'm going to remove the backing of this tape. Yeah, there. And now I can just close it and it will be in place. Don't use too much tape because you only have this to cover it. Or yeah, of course you can use something else from your stash. You can make a whole panel if you like. I'm just going to glue this in place. So yeah, usually I like to use washers the same size of my magnets, just because they're thinner and cheaper, so it's win-win. Okay, make sure all the edges are down, because it's of course still a little bit bulky. This, now this opens like this, and this will close automatically like this. There. And I have these 4 cards that will fit in these pockets. Of course, you can put something else in there, pictures, add more stuff. And the last thing to do is to add this booklet again. And voila, it is ready. It's best to close it like this, here, 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 and make a bow. What you can also do is, and I thought about it, but I didn't want to do it in the end, is use your corner rounder to round these corners, and of course also from the panels here. So these from this panel, these from this panel, and from the base, and also the same on the other side of the base, this panel and this panel, only those. So that's an option that you can do as well. You can do so much with this. You can add, you can build, you can change, and I encourage you to do that. Thank you so much for watching this tutorial. I really hope you liked it. And you know, if you want the printables, just opt in via the link in the description. If you like it, share this video with your friends and your loved ones. And now I wish you a very beautiful day. Bye bye.